Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go over best ab exercises. I'm going to give you 5 different ab exercises, plus a little bit of a tip at the end. So let's get into the best ab exercises. First one is going to involve a kettlebell, or you can use a dumbbell, whichever one. It doesn't really matter, but if you don't have one, it's totally fine. I'm going to go over 4 more that don't require anything. It's just going to be your body weight at that point. So let's get into the kettlebell one. For this, you're going to lay flat on your back, and then you're going to bring your knees up, and then your shoulders off the ground. So we'll kind of be in a crunch position. So what I'm going to do is lay flat on my back, and then I'm going to bring my knees up, and then I'm going to crunch my shoulders forward. I'm going to grab the kettlebell, I'm going to hold it out in front of me, and basically all I'm going to do is just slowly move back to about where my head is, and then slowly move back forward. So I'm just going to do that motion for the exercise. If you don't know how to do, or if you can't really get it, that's okay. You can just move down to a lighter weight. That's going to be one way of scaling it down. If you want to scale it more up, and you don't want to go to a heavier kettlebell or dumbbell, then you can put your legs straight out. All right, so that looks like is you're going to go here, crunch, legs straight out, and then you're just going to go back this way. So that's how you'll do this kettlebell exercise. Again, scale it down if you need to. If you don't want to, if you can't get to that point just yet, use a lighter weight if you need to. But that's the only one we're going to use a kettlebell with. So toss that out to the side. That rolled really far. So the next one we're going to do is called a hollow hold. So it's going to be similar to the one that we just did. We're still going to lay on our back. It's going to start with us laying on our back, and then we're going to crunch our shoulders up, and we're going to bring our legs up. So it's kind of just the same basic thing, just but without a kettlebell. So you're going to basically go from your back, you're going to crunch your shoulders, bring your feet up, and your hands go behind your head. So I'm going to make sure that I have a good banana shape right here, and I'm just holding it right there. If I need to, I can scale it a little bit so I can bring one leg in, one knee to my chest, or both knees. If I need to scale it more, I can also bring my hands in front of me if I need to do that as well. So what that would look like, it's right here, both, or I can also do this. So that would be the way to scale it a little bit if you don't quite have the hollow hold. Okay, so this next one is going to be similar to the hollow hold, what we just did. It's just going to be a repetition type of ab exercise, so you're not going to be holding a position necessarily. There's a way to scale it down. That would be called the tuck up, but this one is called the V up. So what the V up looks like is we're going to get into the hollow position here, and then I'm just going to go from here, reach up. All right, so for that one, what you do is your whole body's going to come up at once. You're going to reach for your toes, and then you'll come back to that hollow position. So you'll come up at once, reach for the toes, come back down. The tuck up is the scaled version of this, so you'll get into that hollow position, and then you'll touch. So you're just bringing your knees to your chest and your shoulders forward, and you're also just touching your toes at that point. So if you need to scale it a little bit more, if you don't have that hollow position, you could just have your knees up right here, and then you can touch this way. Okay, so that's both the V up and the tuck up. Okay, so this next one is going to be called a candlestick. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay flat on your back again. You're going to bring your legs up, and then you're going to shoot them straight up in the air. So that's what we want to focus on, is bringing our legs up straight and then shooting them straight up in the air, rather than bringing them up and shooting them back behind us. So what it looks like is I'm going to lay on the ground. I can put my hands underneath my butt if I need to, or just outside. You're gonna lay down, and then you're gonna basically point your toes. You're gonna bring your feet and legs up at the same time, and then you're gonna shoot your hips and everything straight up. So whenever I go up, here, shoot. So that's what we want to try and do is, I want to bring my legs up, straight legs, and then I want to shoot them straight up, and then I come back down, and you don't want to quite touch the ground. So whenever you do it, you want to come back down just above the ground, and then you'll come back up, shoot them straight up. If you need to scale it, you can bend your knees first, and then shoot your hips up. So what that looks like. Here, and then straight up. Okay, so that's the candlestick. Last one we have is a plank. So what the plank is going to be is you're just going to be on your hands or your elbows, and then also on your feet. If you need to, you can go to your knees, but you're just going to have your hands underneath your shoulders, or if you go to your elbows, kind of the similar thing. We want to make sure that our shoulders stack on top of our elbows, but then you're just going to hold yourself up. I want to focus on pushing myself away from the ground, and then staying in one line as I go through, and I want to crunch my abs together as I hold this position. So my hands on the ground, they're going to be directly underneath my shoulders, legs and feet straight out, pushing myself away, and then flexing the abs and just holding this position. If I need to, I can go to my knees. Nothing really changes on the upper half, just my knees go to the ground. Or if I go for my elbows, same basic concept right here. Or I can go to my knees at that point. Still the same thing, nothing changes. I'm just now on my elbows, but my upper body still stays the same, just my knees are on the ground. Okay, so those are 5 of the best ab exercises that you can do at your home. Again, if you don't have a kettlebell or a dumbbell for that first one, it's fine. You still have 4 more that you can do. Other ab exercises that you can do if you go to a gym, or maybe if you have more equipment like a barbell and some weights, are actually dynamic movements. So you do deadlifts, squats, anything like that, those dynamic compound movements, those are actually really good ab exercise. Overhead squats is probably one of your best bets, just because you have to stabilize weight in a certain position. So anytime you do ab exercises, anything that you have to hold for a duration of time, so time under tension type of exercises, is going to be your best ab exercise that you can do at that point. If you can, like and subscribe, and then also if you want to leave a comment if you have any questions or recommendations or anything like that, be sure to do that below.